So recently it was Mayor's Day and every pony was out buying flowers at the last minute. Rarity stopped by to order some flowers as well and gave the advice of the importance of color coordination with one's mane. Then Rarity went on some of her other errands, and at each establishment that she stopped in, she gave sound business advice to each of the business owners to help them increase their own businesses. After stopping into Sugar Cube Corner, however, she came across Pinkie Pie having one of her wacky celebrations, and it resulted in a huge mess that ruined her mane. When Rarity went to Zatora to get a shampoo to clean her mane out of this extra sticky silly string that Pinkie Pie had used, she accidentally picked up a formula of remover potion that completely destroyed her mane. This caused her to adapt Fluttershy's old personality, and she no longer had the confidence to stand out in a crowd, and became extremely shy and reserved around other ponies. Even though she never thought to try on a wig or a hat, Rarity did try several solutions to replacing her hair or fixing it in some other way, but none of them worked. Eventually, and with help from her friends, she was able to embrace the idea of taking what was wrong with her and turning it around into something that was a great improvement and, work with what life hands you and sort of, in a sense, when handed lemons, turn it into lemonade. Photo finish caught me by surprise by, instead of doing the annoying thing that she always does, set up some phony backdrops, throw some makeup on every pony, and put them in fake costumes, and draw a lot of egotistical attention to herself and her work, she actually took a page out of my playbook and used stealth, hid in the bushes, and took pictures from a distance without being recognized. I congratulate her on setting aside her own need to be in the spotlight and draw attention to herself and create fake pictures and print something that actually helped cheer Rarity up when all was said and done. Rarity was quite a trendsetter at that and made every pony want to adopt the new punk look. Well, every pony except me. When I lose my hair, I have a slightly different method of replacing my mane, and that's to wear a changeling on my head. It's nice to have close friends, but it's even nicer to have friends kept close. Well, anyhow, this may have been a predictable episode the way Rarity was obsessing over her mane. You just knew before it happened that something was going to happen to ruin said mane. But despite the predictability of this episode, it was super fun. There was a lot of great stuff that happened with the background pony characters in the beginning, middle, and end of the episode, as a lot of different ponies who don't normally have speaking lines or the spotlight on them got some kind of attention. This episode also brought back Zatora after a couple of seasons of no to little Zatora whatsoever. It also had a good message to it, the idea that one shouldn't pride themselves on their looks, and when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. No better way to say that moral. There was a lot of funny stuff that happened in here, mostly thanks to the acting of Tabitha St. Germain and the facial expressions provided by the animators upon Rarity and some of the others. It is interesting to see that several easy solutions, like using magic spells, which we've proven can grow mustaches, so why not hair, asking Discord for a favor, which would have been very easy, buying a wig or concealing your head underneath a hat, were all not used in favor of other wacky shenanigans, but it was necessary to the plot of the story to have Rarity's hair never get replaced, so they would force her to put on the punk look. I do wonder if Rarity's punk look was something that was thought up as the writers came up with the idea of writing the episode, and then at the end they came up with the idea for the punk look, or if maybe the artists came up with the idea for the punk look earlier on, and then they tried to figure out how to write Rarity into that situation. This is also an interesting kind of follow-up to Rarity having that thing where she plays guitar when she gets really stressed. Definitely seems like punk rocker Rarity is a thing this season. The idea of Mayor's Day as a sort of Mother's Day kind of holiday is also interesting. Well, I wish we could have dove into that holiday a little bit more. It was nice to have that little bit of world building thrown into the episode, and it was also nice to have the inclusion of the Flower Ponies, Vinyl Scratch, and Octavia, Derpy in more than one sequence, Diamond Tiara, Filthy Rich, Vinyl Scratch, Lyra and Bonbon, and if you look real quick, there was even a little shot of Big Mac and Sugar Belle also in the background, as well as Granny Smith and Grandpere, and Apple Bloom talking with Burnt Oat, following up from the Apple Family Parents episode. Had some nice little humor going on in the Everfree Forest with the blinking eyes, and a sense of time in the episode when it was revealed that it had been almost a year since the Cake Twins first sneezed, and then several months in addition since the episode started. So we have sort of a timeline forming too for how long it's been since certain events in the series. I hope we see more Zatora in the future. It's really good to see her come back. I imagine she was probably benched from the episodes because writers have a hard time rhyming dialogue. But it is really good to see that she's not gone and forgotten about, and that they didn't, off-screen write her out of the series or something because they were tired of writing for her or some other controversial, stupid move or whatever. Anyhow, overall, episode started out predictable, but in the end became very enjoyable, and then it went in a direction that I wasn't quite expecting. So, overall, a good job, and I look forward to the next one. Thank you for watching, and good night.